Hey Lindsay, my name's Simon from Little Big Marketing. My brother Mark actually spoke with Melina this morning about sending you over this custom 5-minute video. It's going to show you a few tips on how to rank your website and Google My Business higher in Google to start generating more free leads. And of course, this video is completely free and customized to you. As you can see here, I'm looking at your website. The one thing I did want to point out is that you guys are actually starting to rank quite nicely. So I'm assuming that you have someone doing your SEO already, which is great. They're doing a decent job, but I thought, hey, if I can point out a few things that might help them even further or help you even further, then I will. So here we go. The first thing I want to point out on your Google My Business specifically, there's a few different things you can do here to kind of further optimize this, keep it ranking higher, and also expand the radius that your Google My Business can actually rank in. It's become harder and harder to rank these as more and more businesses now have them. So to increase that ranking radius is really important. And of course, these turn over very, very, very high volume they're very, very high revenue generating leads. So very important. So one thing I would suggest is coming in here and using this question and answer section almost like an FAQ. You can ask the question yourself from probably your generic painting email, from one of your generic painting business emails, and then you can answer that question as well. So you can use this like an FAQ, makes it easier to find when people are asking those questions on the internet, and Google likes to see this being used. Another tip I would point out here is if you are finding that you are wanting to increase this ranking radius a little bit, if you guys are doing the posting yourself, great. If not, and it's someone else doing it, you might want to increase the frequency on there to at least more than the people that are on top of your Google business listing. You want to be doing it more frequently than they are. So if they're doing 10 a month, you want to be doing 15 or 12 or 13 a month. I can see here that you've got your social medias being added, which is not something that you can actually specifically do, but it's coming through from your website from whoever is doing your current website, what's called schema. So that's really good that that's being used. The other section I wanted to point out here is this: you can actually add your products to Google, to your Google My Business, so that anyone that comes along and stumbles across your Google My Business, they know straight away if you advertise your products as interior painting Seattle, exterior painting, cabinet painting if you do it, carpentry I saw you do, and you can have those products right on your Google My Business listing. As I said, these are extremely lucrative to use, so it makes sense to optimize them as far as you possibly can. The last tip I would share is switching out this, what looks like a stock image, may not be, it might be one of your own, but I would put a brand overlay on that to really own this Google My Business, because right now the only thing that screams Sound Painting Solutions is the name. But I would want my images to be all over this page. This is what I've typed in, Sound Painting Solutions. I would want my images all over this page. So you can put a brand overlay on that and maybe increase or change your logo here to something that's a little bit easier to see, maybe with a white background. So that was the GMB. Now moving to your website, what I wanted to point out first of all was some of the good things that have been done. I can see that you're using your social medias, both up the top here on the right, if you can see my mouse clicker, but also down the bottom, you've got all your social medias. They're all linked up and it looks like they're all going to the appropriate page. But also if I go into these, what I like to see is that these have been set up correctly. They have a cover image. This has got your brand overlay on it. You've got your logo in there. It's sized correctly. It looks like you're posting on this somewhat regularly. So that's really good. Good job. Keep that up. You can add all of your social media listings to this account as well if you want to further create that kind of link web that you want to have that Google likes to see, I suppose. Okay, so that's really cool that you've got that there. I also noticed, as I said before, that you are using website schema. So if you guys are doing that yourself, that is amazing because it is quite technical. If you've got an SEO company working for you that's done it, good on them. They've done a really good job of that, so that's brilliant. The last really good thing, obviously, is the fact that you're using these blogs. So keep that up, and you may want to increase frequency over time. But if you're finding that at the moment you're getting plenty of leads, That's great. What I did notice I would like to see improved was you've got a search bar up the top here, which doesn't seem to function. So it's something that, if a user comes along and just tries to search for interior painting or something like that, and they find that that doesn't work, they're going to leave the page straight away, which is going to increase your bounce rate, and obviously drop your Google's going to start dropping your page down the ranks if too many people do that. This is something that you don't often see occur until you start getting a lot of traffic, and just having looked at what's ranking your website at the moment, I can see that it's probably fairly recent that you've started ranking on the top page of Google. So I would just be careful about getting that fixed up, or just removed as soon as possible. Another couple of things on this page that I would really like to see is at least 2,000 words of content. I mentioned what is currently ranking your website, and I'm actually going to show you something about that. There's a problem with what's powering the ranking of your site, called backlinks, and I want to show you where those backlinks are coming from. And a backlink is just any link from one website to another, and they act like an endorsement in the eyes of Google. So if one website links to your website, it's like that other website is endorsing yours. But where they come from is extremely important. So I want to show you where some of yours are coming from if you don't know. So Google likes to see at least 2,000 words, 1,500, 2,000 words on a home page, and that's going to allow you to get in a lot more keywords. Keywords like, if you don't know, are any search phrases typed into Google looking for your particular product or service. So Seattle house painter, which I typed in here, and this is where I kind of found out that you guys are obviously doing Google guaranteed ads, possibly just standard Google pay-per-click ads. You're already ranking in the map pack here, which is brilliant. And I noticed this Finney Ridge painting is outranking you on a few keywords. I'm going to show you a little bit about what they're doing to do that, so that you can chase them down if that's obviously your aim here, down in position 4 or 5. Okay, so 1,500 to 2,000 words and more keywords, more use in your headers of keywords. Make this Seattle house painter. I know here you've got kind of a double header, I suppose. I would remove that and tell Google, hey, we are quality Seattle house painters. That's all you want to tell Google, and that's all you want to tell your users. You then put your sound painting solutions, your brand, underneath that or above that. But that number one title that tells Google and tells a user exactly what you are, where you are, and who you are, is extremely important to have and not muddy that water. So just something to note there. And as you go down the page and you're trying to add in 1,500 words of text, you can add lots more headers with those keywords as well. And the headers are extremely important for ranking. Now, the one last thing I would do here is, I know obviously these aren't stock images, but this image in your hero, I'm about 99% sure that's a stock image. I would be replacing that with one of your own images, possibly with a brand overlay again. Doesn't matter too much on your own website, but I would definitely be replacing that with a real image if that isn't yours, and I would be adding a ton more images to your page as well. If you look across the rankings of painting companies throughout the US, the average is about 80 images on a homepage. So that's how I know, you've got too few images here. Okay. What's really important, this is something that I noticed because I come in here and I use this tool called Ahrefs or Ahrefs, which gives me a look at the back end of what's ranking your website. So I can see here you've got approximately 1,490 backlinks, which if you remember, that's one website linking to another. And that comes from, that other website is called a referring domain. That website is referring to you. So you've got 373 of these, and I can see that you may have started SEO around like a proper SEO campaign, maybe around January 2020, and they've slowly increased the amount of links that they've been placing on your website, which is great. You've had a drop off. Maybe they've either got a little bit lazy or maybe they've disavowed some links. I'm not sure. And if that's jargon to you, don't worry about it. However, if I come in here and look at these websites, so this is if I click here, referring domains, I'm going to look at the actual websites that are linking to you, that you're getting an endorsement from, okay? And there's there was 370 odd of them, okay? So some of them are going to be Yelp directories like Yelp, Home Advisor, Expertise, Angie's List, all of those different standard directories. Others are going to be just random websites, maybe some other painting websites like this. I would imagine that, again, if you've got a marketing company, they're setting these links up because, again, it's endorsing your brand. Now, what I want to point out, and this isn't a problem yet, but it will be a problem in the next year or two, is that if I look at sort of the links that are the least powerful, they're adding a lot of what's called Blogspot accounts. Okay, so they're like a social media account, and they're owned by Google. Blogspot is owned by Google. And they've, like, this is the last page. We can see what, about 4 there. If I go to 7, you'll see a lot more. Blogspot, 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 Blogspot. And if you look at the names here, they're just random. My Vertex Photos. What do we got? Pinky's Shorty Girl.blogspot.com. What's going to happen is in the next year or so, Google is going to begin to devalue these links at the best case scenario, and your website will tank. Worst case scenario, they begin to penalize people for doing this. This is a dodgy SEO technique. It works right now, but it won't work forever. And when it stops working, you will tank if you don't have something else that's propping your website up. This is all that is ranking your website right now. Nothing else. You don't have the content or the images or the headers on your website to continue ranking. So this needs to be built out with some other links. So I really want you guys to take that on board and notice, and maybe, you know, if you are working with a company that is putting these links on there, let them know, hey, what is your plan when these become devalued? And can we be penalized for it? So that's what I'd be asking them. Next up, on your website itself, so I mentioned that you guys were ranking pretty well for Seattle keywords. And I'm just going to show you that here. If I click on, let my computer catch up a little bit, organic keywords, and we go, you've got 3,600 organic keywords that you're currently ranking somewhere in the top 100 page, top 10 pages of Google, or top 100 results of Google. I'm going to filter by volume here, which is how many times the keyword is searched for per month. And I'm also going to filter on Seattle. Okay. So it's going to show all the keywords that you're ranking for currently in the top 100, not in the top page or top 1 position, but all the Seattle keywords that your website is currently being shown for. And there's a lot. And I can see here, this is your position on Google. You've got quite a few in position 2 that just updated there. So painting company Seattle gets approximately 300 searches per month on Google, and you're in position 2. You've actually just dropped a position, although if I'm not mistaken, I think if I actually search this now, that was updated on January 13th. You're probably now in position 1 again. So you're ranking quite well across the board for Seattle keywords. What I would look to do for you guys is, if you were looking to expand or get your marketing company to do it, doesn't matter. I just want to help, is start to add location pages. Become hyper local to all markets. I noticed here that you put, where is it? Serve the greater Seattle area, including Bellevue, right? Bellevue is another great location for painters. And if I looked at the keyword house painter Bellevue, I can see here there's at least 3 keywords. There's generally more, sometimes 10 times the amount of search volume. Search volume being how many times people are searching per month. So volume here, we have at least 160 searches per month. So if you're at the top spot of that, and of those search results, and you're getting about a 30% click rate, you're getting another sort of 50 clicks per month from extremely hyper local traffic, which then it gives you a much higher close rate on those leads. So 50 leads may turn into a 50% close rate is another 25 jobs per month. Now, you don't have to stop at Bellevue. You can go to any other locations that you want, look for the keywords, create a new location page, rank that location page, and suck in all those leads as well. So they're the main tips I wanted to share with you. Now, because I can see that you guys have spent a bit of money on your marketing, I wanted to share one last tip. I don't want to go too much longer here, but I wanted to share one last tip, and that is, if you are not currently using a customer relationship management system or a CRM, I would strongly suggest you invest in using one. That's going to perform things like send automated missed call text messages. What I see with some of my clients all the time is when they miss a call, they lose that lead because the lead goes and clicks the very next company on Google. If that person does answer, they get the job 9 times out of 10, and the guy at the top misses it. If you automatically send them a text straight away saying, hey, tell me your needs, chances are they're going to text you, and then you can respond when you're ready. But the fact that you didn't just let that call go increases your close rate astronomically. It can lead to, just even if it's just a handful of extra job closes per month, that's dollars in your pocket. You can also automate lead follow-ups, reminders for your sales team, automate review requests if you're not doing that already. But also things like for long-term customers or long-term nurturing of customers, you can send out newsletters automatically. All these different tools that can help you just build on the marketing that you're already working on. So there's a few different tips there I shared. I hope that all made sense. I'm going to kind of list them off again. First, for your GMB, make sure you add some questions and answers like an FAQ. Add your products to the GMB. Add some branded images, change that cover image out for something that screams sound painting solutions. Increase post frequency if needed. Okay, so if you're finding you're struggling to rank, increase that post frequency and increase the amount of reviews you get per week if you can. Okay, website. I mentioned there was a few good items, the socials, the schema. It's a nice simple website and the blogs are great. The bad parts, getting this search bar working properly or removing it altogether, adding some word content, some more images and real images, not stock images, and adding those keywords into the text and also into your headers. Again, make sure you do something about these Blogspot accounts. Again, it's not urgent right now, but it will become a problem in the near future. And then I would add those location pages, and I would look at using or implementing a customer relationship management system if you're not using one already. All right, so with that, I hope that I provided some actionable tips for you, and that, I really just hope that this helps out small businesses. I see that you're currently partnered up with or you're using Yelp, Triple B, Summit Safety, probably Home Advisor, Angie's List, those different expertise, all those different directory listings that love to charge money and send the same lead to 5 or 6 different companies. I feel like a lot of these companies are rip-offs, so I like to try and help small business owners take back this local marketing space, the local marketing space on Google, local business marketing. So I hope that helps. With that, if you want to reach out for any more questions, please feel free to reply to the email. Give me a call on 760-688-2297. Other than that, please just leave some feedback. Let me know if this was helpful or not. I am just trying to help out small businesses. So have a great day. Hope this helps. Thanks a lot.